Come on, show me what you got. Show me what you have, Sony. Show me what your lineup is. Okay. Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah, that's a good game. That's a good game. All right. Okay. What's next? Okay, show me what you got. Ooh, Elden Ring. Oh man, that's pretty good. Okay, show me what you got. Show me what you got for March. Ah, shit. GHOSTWIRE Tokyo is a special game. They have truly created something special in a bucket of mundane and duplicated open world games. That was true until the game actually launched. This is the Japanese folklore simulator we have all been hoping for. The player doesn't know it, the marketing team doesn't know it, the developer didn't know it, but I knew it. I think BankerDoGames created very something special here, allowing the player to tour Japan in this pandemic. You get to experience Japanese shopping centers, Japanese convenience stores, Japanese vending machines, Japanese love hotels, Japanese temples, Japanese cats, Japanese dogs, Japanese parking lots, Japanese playgrounds, Japanese telephones, Japanese ghosts, Japanese wires, Japanese Tokyo. You are somehow fused with another ghost that grants you power while chasing down a mysterious figure to enact a world apocalyptic event who kidnaps your sister. The story comes as generic, bland, and empty as any typical anime template would. Growing up watching all these anime, it never actually occurred to me that only a few have engaging storyline which are impactful, personable, or intriguing. I find myself now watching so little of it for that same reason. There are not many exceptions to this in the game. You have a villain who isn't really fleshed out and plays the preachy, expository monologue-driven bad guy. Side characters that are uninspiring, unlikable, and forgettable. The main character is another blank dude without any character development until the last hour of the game to reveal his backstory and expect the player to relate. Giving feedback for this story is like drinking different brand bottled water and trying to tell which tastes different.
You want to know the truth? Can't even taste the difference. Surprise!
Remember those terrible English dubs that you find most often?
Feel the power of my magic!
So how do you solve the issue of having terrible dubs? Well, you don't, you just get rid of it. Subtitles only. The graphics, atmosphere, and the world BankerDoGames has constructed here are kind of detailed and actually well polished. The game's art style, the Japanese architecture, and the eerie set pieces combine to form a painting that actually feels tailored and deliberately curated, so that it seems to be a display painting in a museum for players to actually feel something. There are these few moments used for storytelling that actually is well done. Unfortunately, those moments are kind of short and ends abruptly. I couldn't believe it, but I think I found a Easter egg here. Tell me, when you see this picture, what do you see? One guess. You get one guess. You all think this is the dog from this movie. Wrong. It's actually the mascot for Dogecoin. Ladies and gentlemen, I solved the mystery. Thank you. You can actually feed a dog food and they will reward you with ghost money to actually buy some arrows, talismans, all the more important, all forms of different types of Japanese cuisine from this cat vendor. Overall, the city and the geography feels unique block by block. I never felt that I was in a copy and paste environment and genuinely felt amazed at how cool and distinctive this representation of what a Japanese city looks like. Actually, the only surprising factor is that this city here is a lot cleaner than all the cities that I've been through in the US. At the start of the game, I actually spent a lot of time browsing the stores, looking through their magazine rags, zooming into their posters, and all to find it amazed that this is a real Japanese city in which you can imagine people actually lived here. Despite the look on this game, I can easily recognize I have played this game before, and not too much fun in that. I vividly remember playing this game when it was called Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Gotham Knight, Watch Dogs, Horizon Forbidden West, Death Stranding. In terms of its side quest, gameplay, traversal mechanic, variety, and replayability in this game, it just doesn't reflect the same old. In fact, actually it's a little bit underwhelming compared to those games. Just game after open world game, the release becomes stagnant in ideas and sticking to the same old market tested and risk averse formula. You actually find this year over year, the same thing over and over again. Overall, it feels like this.
Oh, wow! Wow! Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
The FPS finger banging system here is kinda slow and rigid. The enemies are slow and rigid, the boss fights are slow and rigid, the traversal in this world is slow and rigid, the way you gain your experience is slow and rigid. You have to turn in these collected spirits via telephone every single time. I feel like whenever you try to proceed with the gameplay, there's something holding you back constantly. I don't understand why you have this mechanic for your character to level up by visiting these telephones every single time. The gameplay itself in the combat is just not fun. I mean, just look at this boss here. Does this look fun to you? If you were to compare the boss design in Elden Ring to this, it is just one extreme to the next. Everything is as you would expect from the obvious offenders such as EA and Ubisoft's approach to side quests and reward. Filler content to keep the player putting in the hours for the sake of extending their playtime. The only positive thing to say about GHOSTWIRE world size is that it's small and there isn't much to do, as the side content is mind-numbingly to the point of absolute tedium. GHOSTWIRE Tokyo reminds us that the original and unique ideas to the open world genre is far in between nebulous, safe, and corporate. At the publishing of this video, the player have a choice between a selection of these games at this same price point. Which one will you choose? Come on, don't lie to me, you know what it is. I mean, if you want a cheap way to experience Japanese folklore and architecture, I think the simulator is for you. 2 out of 5. See ya. Support me by hitting that subscribe